was a hypo, and I'm like, welcome to Comics League Movie Night. I am Jared. I'm here with Robert. What's up, bro?
Yo, Shazam!
Shazam! Yes, we're talking about Shazam.
The other movie that Jeff Johns got off the ground before he got kicked out.
Yeah, and it's the other movie besides Aquaman of this first batch that like everyone really liked. Aquaman and Wonder Woman, obviously.
Well, and Wonder Woman, yes, but this is the one that was within the Jeff tenure that, again, gets ignored.
And here's the thing. Now, here's the interesting thing about this. The first movie did not profit that much. That's the interesting thing about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, hang on. I'll look up its Shazam box office. So it earned 367.8 million worldwide.
Oof.
Which it's not like...
That's probably why they allowed The Rock, when he had his say, to go get away with it.
Yeah, and here's the thing. That's being anticipated because Shazam is not that big of a DC character in terms of like the general audience awareness.
It's so funny that he used to be. He used to outsell Superman.
Yeah, and he had his own show. He's technically the first DC character to get a show.
Technically, yes, but and he technically was the biggest selling comic back in his day. That's the reason why DC did that lawsuit, which, let's be honest, had no merit. But back then, they didn't care. It's funny books.
Yeah, exactly. So what we got here, so it's based off of heavily the Shazam New 52 book, which, by the way, was
improved.
Yeah, and it was the backups. Here's the thing. Of the Justice League book. So that's
two exceptions, full issues.
Yeah. So but I got this because this came in the box set of the Black Adam books because he shows up in this.
Yep. And this movie I would say that this movie definitely improves on one big thing. Billy is likable.
Yeah, the kid is, because in the comic,
I get what Jeff was going for, but he didn't do it well.
In the comic, he's an a-hole. That's what he is. And I'm like,
yeah, Jeff did not handle that well.
No, and it's like, I'm glad. And it could be because Jeff was involved. He could be, hey, I kind of screwed this up. Can you improve this?
Or it could have been the writer who decided I'm going to improve it. It could be either way.
Yeah, so.
But keeping the family makes sense.
Oh, well, yeah.
It gives you a supporting cast right off the bat besides Mary and Tawny.
Yeah, exactly.
Who is not in this.
Well, yeah. So the way the movie starts is we get the origin of Doc Sivana. And all right, so what we see here is that the Wizard is trying to like find a new champion, and Sivana gets rejected, essentially. So that leads to him getting like obsessed, and then he would later grow up to become Sinestro.
Right. Mark Strong cannot catch a break, can he?
No, I know. Oh my god.
First Sinestro, then Sivana.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Pika and Cameron?
Seriously, Mark Strong was perfect for both. Seriously, his Sinestro was mwah, and his Sivana really good.
Yeah, and we meet Batson, and he gets arrested, and they're like, you can go into this foster kid or family, you can go into juvie.
Hey, MJ.
And they said so he meets his new family. Then we meet Freddy, and Freddy is like the biggest superhero conspiracy theorist.
Of course.
Now here's the thing.
I liked.
This movie firmly established it because at first this was at the point where they were like, oh, they're just making random DC movies that aren't connected.
This is the first one that made it clear. Now, of course, there was a reason behind the scenes for that.
Well, actually, no, it is connected to the DCEU.
Oh, no, I know, but from what I understand, no, part of that was so they can try and sneak something in behind the scenes. But a certain actor was saying, I see what you're doing, and I'm not going to fall for it.
Well, yeah, exactly. So we see references to Metropolis, to the Black Zero event, to the Batarang and stuff, which is funny because even though the Batman in store is not the Ben Affleck Batman.
That's my point. That's why I think some of this was done intentionally to screw a certain actor over, but he didn't take the bait.
Yeah, so we see them go to school, and then he takes out some bullies. Then he gets on the subway.
Yeah, one thing that's not in here is while you do have the bullies involved, they're not as heavily involved as in the original book. No. The role that would be the father being filled up with the sins goes to Sivana.
Yeah, exactly. So he gets taken in by the wizard, and the wizard basically tells him the full story. Then we get the origin of Black Adam. And I go, if only Black Adam were the main villain. If only they actually did this book. But again, the reason why they couldn't do that is because The Rock had influence, and he was more like, I want him to fight Superman. I don't want him to fight D-list.
That, but I also think they wanted, in this case, I think they want to do the origin first, then Black. They want to tell each movie have their origin first, then they meet, but then The Rock put his foot down.
No, but here's the thing. This is his origin, and he fought Black Adam.
No, I know, but I'm saying, no, they probably wanted to do Black Adam's origin in a separate movie. I think that was the original intent. Things changed, but the original intent was to have Black Adam's origin be separate. Then they meet in Shazam 2. But then The Rock is like, no, I am never going to have him. I am plucking Black Adam and making him a Superman villain. He is not a Shazam villain.
Which is stupid. By NJ's Shazam only has 3 villains.
He has more. Right? He has a lot more. And just those are NJ, that's how it is with a lot of heroes. You think of just the main villain. There's a lot of secondary villains no one thinks about. Like Batman as Condiment King, for example.
I mean,
yes,
he's Wonder Woman. But look at her list. When we covered her year 1 book, Robert,
the Golden Age character villains. Yeah,
there's like a bunch of pages that just outline all of her rogues.
Yeah. Now, granted, they never went anywhere else with them, but yeah, you have Sobek, the Alligator Man. You have Mr. Mine. You have Captain Nazi.
Yes, that little.
Oh, yeah, you have the entire Monster Society of Evil.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, okay. But so he gets turned into Shazam, and I will say Zachary Levi does great playing an adult that has the mind of a child. I love that.
And it works here. When we get to the second one, not so much.
Well, yeah, because here's the problem with Shazam 2, and when we talk about Shazam 2, I'll repeat this. The problem is Billy grew up, and it doesn't make a lot of sense.
And the actor changed his acting, whereas Levi, even though the actor's right there with him, decided not to change it all.
And there were a few times in a serious scene, and this is the take they kept, where he's all sullen. He turns into Shazam. The kid goes Shazam, and then he looks like he's trying to hold back a laugh. And I go, what?
You were right there, Zachary.
Yeah, and at least do another take, or don't pick that take where it looks like he's about to laugh.
Exactly. But again, it works fine here.
So, but anyway, so he runs back and he meets Freddy again, and Freddy is giving him like tips on how to be a superhero because he's like one of those kids that like does a ton of research into being superheroes, which is funny because I appreciate that's kind of his quirk. And I love where he's trying to name Shazam. He goes Captain Sparkle Fingers, Thundercrack.
Okay, that works better here than the Man in Black.
Oh my! No, because here's the thing: they were trying to give Shazam a catchphrase, and I go, he doesn't have one.
Oh, dude, the catchphrase in Black Adam really was annoying.
It's again like here's the thing:
the script was written decades ago, and they never revised it except to remove Stargirl.
Which Stargirl was
originally in it.
That would have been so much better. Oh my God.
But you had the show going on. Jeff put his had laid claim to her, so they replaced her with Cyclone.
I mean, at least they replaced her with another JSA person. So
yeah,
worked. But so they do the whole learning how to be a superhero, and I like where they're like. Where they skip school in order to turn him into, but he turns it into Shazam to like sneak him out. And he goes, "Yes, I have to take my sons to the business."
Yeah, I love that. There's a lot of big in this. There's a lot of big in this movie.
Yeah. Oh, they walk on a giant piano on the floor, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it. There's a lot of big.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, they were fans of the comics, so I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that.
Oh, let me grab it. Hold on.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's like the thing about this is like, so Shazam fights is like At the same time, you have Doc Sivana, and Sivana was trying to like find the essentially what he does. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, the actors involved in this.
Yeah, so essentially, Sivana finds anyone that was tested by the wizard and makes them like describe all the symbols, and then he recreated them on a door.
Love that. I love that because it reminds you just how smart Sivana is. By the way, you know what Sivana is? He's the one who coined a certain phrase that all villains use.
Which one?
Curses foiled again.
Really?
Sivana was the codifier of that phrase.
By the way, you know what I just realized? Mark Strong would have been a great Lex Luthor.
He proved it here.
Oh yeah, because when you think about it, when you look at at who he's playing, short of like the Sin powers, he's Lex Luthor.
Yeah, but to be fair, that goes to there was no way you're going to get a bald midget. You know, I mean, yeah, you could have probably gotten oh, what's his name? The short actor
Peter Dinklage.
Dinklage. You could have got Dinklage, which could have worked, but as was shown in that book you're holding, Sivana was a full-grown man. He just got midget because of the dark magic.
Yeah, exactly. So
now they added other elements like Sivana being, you know, the abuse, you know, giving him, they gave him the Lex Luthor treatment again. The abuse filer, played by John Glover.
Yeah, I know.
Right from Smallville.
Yeah, exactly. One of the D-bags of that cast.
You have add another notch to John Glover. He's now Thaddeus Sivana. He was Riddler, Woodrow in Batman and Robin, and Lionel Luthor in Smallville.
Yeah, exactly.
Give the man a geek cred for life.
Yeah, exactly. So essentially, Sivana frees the Sins, and they all pour into him and give him powers.
Which again, that's from that book. Which, if you ask me, giving it to Sivana makes a lot of sense.
Makes a lot more sense because you need him to be able to take on Shazam.
Yep, and you want it to be Mark Strong. You don't want to give it to some other guy, and he's just.
And I like they do the glowing eye thing, so I'm like, okay, I dig that.
They kept that, but again, they had a bit about him having his own. They tried to give him a parallel to Billy by having him have family issues, which I kind of liked.
Yeah, that works. So then sorry. He escapes, and then he goes and kills his brother and father. Yeah, and I love this scene where all the Sins surround all of the executives, and the Sins actually look really good for CGI. And I'm like, oh wow, that actually looks really good.
Yep. By the way, we'll get to it when we get to it. Actually, when it comes to we get the different kids, the actors for the kids. But
yeah, so actually we'll get there now, because the scene ends. So we meet all the different kids. Now, here's the other thing. Do you know why they made Pedro gay in Shazam 2?
Because
they said it was set up in this movie, and I go, where? Well,
I'll be honest though, it was well handled though.
No, it was well handled. I'm fine with that, but where was it set up?
Hold on.
That was literally the reasoning they gave, and I go, that seems to me like they read into it or something like that.
Oh, when he said a strip club was not his thing.
A lot of guys, that's not their thing.
Yeah, but that's what the writer saw.
Okay, that doesn't.
And his interest in baseball in the comics and the stated importance of something about baseball, because people think baseball is something. Where did that ever come from?
It could be because baseball is played by people in South America. It could be that. I don't know.
Right, but so apparently those were the clues.
And I go,
it was the clues that clearly the writer caught, not viewers.
Anyway, the point is, we'll talk about that when we get to Shazam 2. Hey, what's up, Sean Franklin? So, what I like about this is each of the kids, they definitely feel like unique and fun and like
Darcy especially.
Yeah,
Darla.
When you think about it, Darla and Freddie are the ones that, and Eugene maybe are the ones that get the most character development.
Mary gets screwed in both movies.
Yeah, she is just there.
Oh, and then it's the one downside that's also a flaw of that book. Having Mary be the older sister instead of being a twin sister.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer them being twins, not her being a little older.
They're supposed to be twins?
In most versions, they are.
Wait, are they actually related?
In the actual stuff, they are brother and sister. Jeff, for whatever reason, had to be, they weren't. Although there is enough wiggle room that she could have been, but because she was adopted and everything, because she was with the Broomfields, but those were her foster family who did not treat her well at all.
Okay, that's
why she. But that's always there is wiggle room here, but no one's ever brought it back. Not even Josie when she was on Shazam.
Yeah. I'm like,
now this is the one though where. Okay, I gotta ask you this: where do you stand on Mary's actress? Like here, it's two separate actresses. Next one, it's the same actress.
I think it doesn't make sense for the logic of the movie because if they had made like more than just her have a different actress for when she turns into like Shazam, for lack of a better term, that would be one thing. But it's just her.
I think it's also because she's closer to the age. Two actresses were too close in age here.
Yeah, I get it. It just
I think that's why.
Sense to me. What's up, Damie Ray? So,
yeah. I mean, either way, though, I think that's a big thing. There wasn't that big of a gap with Mary compared to everyone else.
Yeah, I guess.
I think that's it. When you look at everyone else, it's a much bigger gap.
Yeah, I'll give you that. So, essentially...
Yeah, the final fight was really good.
Yeah, but I like the scene when Freddy is uploading the videos to YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. That's really funny.
Yeah.
And so essentially, I'm speeding through this. Sivana sees like Shazam, goes and fights him in the city, and everybody goes, "I can fly!"
Yep. Again, there's so much that works. It's the whimsiness of it. This is why it worked.
Yeah, it's like there was a streamer that at Teladia and I know that like we had issues with. It's not who you're thinking of, right, Robert, but this person thought that the entire DCEU should have the Shazam tone, and I go, no, that works because it's Shazam. That's the tone of the character.
Yeah. I would agree with that. Now, I could get why that person felt that way.
Mm-hmm. And Sean, we're not talking about that right now. Again, please keep all comments to what we're talking about right now.
Yep, same with you. Yeah.
Yeah, but I finally read Women. It is horrible, Damie Ray. It is horrible. It's because it's Tom King. That's why people protect that.
Agree to disagree.
I know. It's all good. But all right, so Sivana.
Yeah. Then we get Sivana figures out about who Billy is, finds out about the foster kids, and abducts them. And
brings them to like the dimension.
Yeah.
Billy saves them. They run. They go through a strip club. They show up in a carnival, and then we get like the final fight. And we get the scene from the book where it's almost. Do you think no, NJ? It matches the vibes of the Shazam character. But not all of these movies were going to be dark.
Yeah, and again, it's a different town, different area. Now, granted, there is a lot of darkness in this thing. It's just the whimsy of this counteracts it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Like, I could so see if they actually gave us a scene of Shazam interacting with Cavill Superman, he would probably be making all these assumptions, not reading the room with how Cavill Superman is. And he'd be like, you all right, man?
Well, let me put it this way. I think they would have made Cavill because remember, this would have been the time they were making Cavill Superman a little bit more close to like he at that point in character development.
So it would have worked, yeah. Oh, wait, the casting was an issue except for Mary. Not really.
Not really.
Not even in
the
other
sequel.
Ones were. Not even in the sequel.
Yeah, I thought Shazam came out in April 2019. I think it did.
Hold on. I got it right. I got it right here. Yep, April 2019. Oh. Yep, March. April 2019. March was the
China. Okay,
yeah, that was the Chinese theater premiere. That was the premiere.
It was April 5th is when it came out in the United States. Yeah, I did. You're good. You're good, Kal-El. But so they have the scene from the book. In the book, it's Black Adam that does this, but in the movie, it's Sivana kidnaps the kids, saying, "I will kill them if you don't if you don't give me your powers. Shazam puts it together that he can bestow his powers. So he does so with the family. Now, this was the thing. What do you think about them introducing the Shazam family in the first movie?
Made sense.
Me too. I was fine because I know
again,
some people
you're introducing all of them here. So let's say hypothetically, if they was that Black Adam right off the bat.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, I double checked. I also double checked. Actually, it is the Mary Marvel thing is comic accurate because when you really look at it, they might be a little bit of a difference, but for the most part, she's always been closer in age.
No, but I know that. But when you establish the rules,
right?
In the movie universe, I'm not going off of comics because it should be. Like this way, if they had explained that like there was a glitch in magic and that's why she looks the exact same, that's one thing. But they didn't do that.
You're right. That is true. I'm just pointing out that's why I just looked up what the reason was.
Yeah. So we get the superhero fight, and I love. All right. So fun fact. Adam Brody was going to be in a DC movie. He was going to be in Justice League Mortal.
Oh, yep. All the way back. Yes.
Yes. I believe if I remember correctly.
Hold on. I'm looking up.
I think he was going to play a Flash.
Yep. Flash. He was definitely Barry.
Yeah. He was going to be Barry Allen. So he was going to die in that movie. Okay. Interesting.
So, yep. But the fact that movie came so close.
I honestly wish that like again we could get like we could have seen that. That would have been great.
Yeah, but yeah, all the different both sets of actors were really good.
And I love where Friday is naming the movies. He's like hyperspeed, or like when Darla saves Santa Claus, she goes, "I've been a really good girl this year."
Oh, that actress really nailed being a little kid.
She got it.
More so than Zachary did. More than Zach. That actress where is it? Which is Darla's actress. Come on, where's don't you hate when you're trying Megan Good. She
got even in the next movie where she saves in the car, she goes, "Oh, kittens."
I know you really would think she is the older version.
Yeah, which I love. That was great. And so they fight all the sins. And then I like Billy points out that he gets weak, that Sivana gets weaker the more sins leave. And he goes, and so he like goats envy out of getting out of like Sivana's eye by going, "Oh, all the other sins get to come out and play, but no envy, no little envy."
Yeah, plays up to envy.
Yeah, which I love that. So he gets the sin out, and then he takes out like the eye thing that's like holding them, and he goes, "What? I could have anything I want." Just kidding.
That worked.
Yeah, I love that. And then we get the whole family thing, and then the post-credit scene, because this is a like payback in the movie when like he was like, oh, Shazam is gonna come and have lunch with me.
Superman is. Oh yeah, there's that. They mentioned. Yeah. So this was done as a trick to try and get Cavill on, hoping to notch one movie out of his contract.
Because I think he only had one more movie in his contract.
And a cameo would have counted.
Yeah, and he's like, "I know what you're doing." No.
Yep. So they did a neck upward, which still worked.
It still worked. You know which Superman it is because he's still in the suit. And there are plenty of people that like AI'd it, so like you could see him, and then he goes, "Oh." And then the other post.
And then we have to put the post credit with Sivana.
Nowhere.
Oh God. Yep.
It's like, so we meet Mr. Mind, who's a giant caterpillar, but I'm like,
no, he's a normal caterpillar.
I'm sorry, he's a normal one, but this one went absolutely nowhere.
Especially they made a joke about it in the next movie. Again, waste of Mark Strong. Waste.
Yeah, I know. And I'm just like, why did you do this? But it's like, okay, so overall.
So apparently it was new, and the director provided the voice for Mr. Mind.
Oh, that's cool. So it's like, overall, let me put it this way: I really, definitely enjoyed this movie a lot. This is definitely one of the DCEU movies that I think holds up really well for stuff, and I feel like I feel like if they had, so then we get to the sequel, and we'll briefly talk about it just generally before we get to that. The problem with the sequel, so it involves the gods, has Wonder Woman.
It's an original story, complete original story.
Yeah, and they have with original characters. That's fine. That I that's fine.
If someone actually made sense with the gods dead in this universe, how would their children react to their father's powers being used?
And then it's like with mythological monsters and stuff. I really wish, and again, this would have made the movie, this would have made people actually really show up if Wonder Woman was, at least when the city is attacked by the monsters, if she showed up and helped out.
Yep. I mean, I get why you want to save it for the end and made it a bit more impactful. I get it, but so how powerful is Mr. Mind? Pretty dang. Well, okay.
Yeah, he is.
Depends on certain circumstances.
In 52?
That's when they gave him a big upgrade at everything. Here's the thing. Mr. Mind can be pretty dang powerful, but he can also be either glass jaw. Because he's a caterpillar. But it's his intelligence and everything. As far as like, wait, you guys didn't like Mrs. you mean Mary Marvel, Raven? No, the casting was fine.
Yeah, the casting was fine.
The issue was in the sequel when they decided to keep it the same actors in both forms.
And you know why they did that? It's because the actress, I think, said something against COVID vaccines or something like that. I forget what exactly.
Geez, really? I just looked it up. They didn't say that.
At least I think that's why she didn't return. I'll check. Because...
Hold on. Most people are saying it had nothing to do with the actress.
Hang on. I'll look this up.
Michelle Borth was the actress, the original adult actress.
Yeah, she says she did not appear because her role as the adult superhero was recast. Okay, why was it recast? Please tell me that. The filmmakers decided that Grace Kelly, who was old enough, but by the time the second movie was to do that. Oh, a flashback scene in the second movie was even reshot to replace Borth with Curry. Okay, I got that.
Okay, so it was just an internal decision.
I still think it was stupid, though.
I get that. It was just a creative decision. I think a lot of people hopped on thinking it was political.
Oh, and NJ, anyone can beat Lizzie. Let's be honest. Anyone can beat Lizzie. I'd rather this be the plot of Wonder Woman 2 instead of Shazam 2. Am I right? Well, yeah, but that's my point, because it involved the gods, mythological monsters and such. And she only shows up for at the end. I'm like, where the hell were you?
I'll just say this, though. It was too painfully obvious that Lucy Liu was going to be the big, the actual villain at the end. That was just too obvious. You got that. She's the biggest name of the three actresses at that time.
Yeah. Oh, boy. And boy, it's almost like a blessing in disguise that the universe gotten rid of, because we no longer have to see who played Calypso in this one.
Oh,
yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
exactly. Oh, you could say this is not the first time she's faced off against Gal Gadot. Am I right?
In the second movie. Yeah. No. That character. Well, yeah, you're right, because the movie, they're not going to follow up on it. You're absolutely right.
They're not going to follow up on it. Yeah, exactly.
Actually, that's Anthea. That's Anthea, not Calypso.
Oh, yeah. But it's like the point is,
Lucy Liu was Calypso.
Mm-hmm. The point is that's the funny part that that's the silver lining.
She wasn't that bad in that movie, though. Zegler was not that bad in that movie.
Yeah. By the way, so you know what I really like? I really like how I like how Wonder Woman brings Shazam back. She literally clear, boosh, and that brings him back. And I go, okay, yeah.
Which, to be fair, yeah,
exactly. That's my point. That's what it should have been.
Who knows what went on behind the scenes? Who knows?
Well, here's the funny part. WB, without telling the director, put Wonder Woman in the trailer.
Oh,
and he goes,
yeah, he was upset. He was upset about it because the final wave of the marketing revealed it.
Yeah, and he goes, well, I guess go see it because of Wonder Woman.
And from what I understand as well, the It's that the film's mid-rated with Holland and Aggie, it's Harcourt and and Economos. It was originally meant for Black Adam.
Okay.
But Johnson vetoed it.
Well, yeah, because he didn't want his thing to be in any way connected to Shazam, even though he's
he doesn't.
Shazam villain.
Again, that was to be honest, Dwayne needed this humbling. He was just getting his ego was at its peak. He needed this.
Yeah, exactly. And I go, bro.
Mm-hmm.
The funny thing is that Black Adam is not necessarily a bad movie. It's just like, come on, dude.
Exactly. And let's be honest, if the second movie's box office didn't do it, Levi's action's dead.
Yeah.
You can't, because let's be honest, he's the main actor. You need him.
Yeah, I mean, they could have recast the Shazam thing.
Yep. Oh yeah, but if you're going to recast the main character, you might as well just start over.
Yeah, and here's the thing: Shazam 2 in and of itself is not necessarily a bad movie.
Oh no, just standard.
And the problem is, it came out right around the time that they announced the reboot.
Exactly.
So right. It just came out at the worst possible time.
Yep, like it barely made its budget. It barely did.
Mm-hmm. And I love where, I do love. So you know what The Rock said, and this is a real tweet by The Rock. When the Queen of England died, he goes, "Too bad the Queen of England died. She'll never get to see Black Adam." I'm like, bro.
And this is the same guy who, when Charlie Kirk died, he made a similar statement about one of his movies.
What is wrong with that man? I know what would make Wonder Woman OP that she already is, but I would add reviving the dead as part of her power set.
But it only worked here because she's a god.
Well, that's not what she did. What she did was she was supposed to like bring back the power of the gods to the entire like area because the gods are dead.
That's why, and that's what brought him back.
It's a byproduct that he was brought back to life.
Exactly. Although I will say, you know what they just should have done instead of putting Gal Gadot in the marketing?
Gal was not even in the scene with the actors. They filmed that separately and composited.
That could have been the other reason why she wasn't in it. Probably was also a whole lot of other actors.
That was a body double.
I would say
in the scenes where we see Shazam, he's facing a body double.
Yeah, again, that could have been one of the other factors for all we know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but here's the other thing. I did like the fake out earlier with the wizard.
Yeah, that was funny.
Okay, but that we're talking about this. We'll get to that when we get to the second one.
Yeah, but it's overall the first movie pretty good. I liked it. The effects hold up pretty well.
The acting is very strong.
Yeah, the acting is really good on this.
Yeah, again, there's so much on this that works so well. There was so much potential with this.
Oh, and the funny part about that Kal-El is that in another post-credit scene for Shazam, they're in the lair and they point at an empty throne. They go, "Who's that for?" That's what Black Adam's supposed to be.
Again, because that was the intent.
Mm-hmm.
The intent was to have it be they introduced them in their own movies, and then the second one was supposed to be the Black Adam, and that's why when you had them announce it, you could go tell because if I recall right. By the time they announced Shazam 2, that's when they were finally getting into production on Black Adam, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Because up until that point, it was still in development hell.
I think it was like Shazam around the time that like Shazam 2 was in production is when they finally ramped it back up.
Exactly. So I think by that point, that was probably one of the things that Rock made it very clear, like, nope.
Which I'm like, yes, I'm glad he has that humbling, because if he tried to do that today, they'd be like, shut up.
Yeah, but yeah, it should have been. I get you want to put him against Superman, but it should have been Superman and Shazam. But
yeah, exactly. We're not saying that like Black Adam can't fight Superman at all. But think about it this way: you could have Black Adam kick both of their asses if you really wanted to. Really wanted to, but no, because if you had done that book, like the Superman Shazam versus Black Adam book, that's what you could definitely do and satisfy literally everyone, because everyone loves that and the animated movie.
Apparently, Dwayne felt doing a combined origin story would be a disservice to his character.
Again, you know what? That was the other problem. The Rock is one of those fans, air quote fans, that thinks that their favorite character is bigger than they actually are.
That would be like giving Sinestro. Hey, tell you what, back to Mark Strong. At least he didn't have as big enough an ego to think I need to only do a solo Sinestro movie. Granted, given how Green Lantern went, I would have rather had it to fill in the blank that they just jumped straight into him doing the King of the Ring when that made no sense.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when Black Adam, when like The Rock was promoting it, and he basically made it known that Superman was in the movie, and he goes, "The most powerful force on Earth is Black Adam," and I go, "Since when?"
I mean,
Black Adam is not the most powerful.
He is one of,
but he said the most powerful. No. Wonder Woman, Superman, any of these are more powerful than Black Adam.
Now, I'll say Black Adam can stand on his own. That has been after what Jeff did with him, he definitely can. There's no question.
But hang on, Robert. Again, you have to assume. Don't take like that. Don't assume that the general audience reads.
Oh no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that showed in the right hands he can be on his own. But there's a big thing though. That's the one where he's the ruler of Kandak. They were avoiding him being the ruler in the movie, completely stripping of any of that prominence.
Because can you imagine if they did that? And it's like the plot. Here's the way you fix the Black Adam plot. Kahndaq already exists. And we don't do the origin. He's already the ruler of Kahndaq. And he's starting to get. You could do the Superman plot where like he intervenes when like in like a crisis that involves his people, and then they eventually send in the Justice League to fight him.
Yeah, again, I keep saying this. The big problem with Black Adam was that that the script was written early 2000s, and it's painful. Like right in the time Iron Man came out, and it's painfully clear that matches the early Iron Man style. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah,
it was not reworked to match what comic book movies were by that point.
If you notice, they even recreated the scene of Iron Man where he's flying and the two jets are right beside him.
You can tell. Yeah.
All right, I see it. But NJ says, thoughts on her having invisibility powers and made a plane go invisible. Oh, we'll talk about that when we get to Wonder Woman 1984 because that's stupid as well. But it's like, remember, I made a coffee cup vanish. I never found the coffee cup. I mean, that's kind of cool, but still. So, by the way, our next DCEU movie, I'm sorry, Robert, Birds of Prey.
At least there's some stuff in there I can tolerate.
And then after that, it's Wonder Woman 1984. Yeah. We're all going to suffer together, ladies and gents.
We wrapping up already?
Let's do a Q&A, but I just wanted to update people on what the next movie night is. But yeah, that Birds of Prey movie. Oh my
Again,
God.
there is some elements to like.
Some. That's very. You have to really look. I'm surprised Sivana was.
No, it shouldn't be.
That makes sense.
He was the first.
That makes sense of the more because again, remember, the original movie villain was supposed to be Black Adam, but The Rock said no, so they probably were like, okay, who's the next guy? Sivana, because in a universe that's supposed to be grounded, they're not going to make his first villain a caterpillar.
And now that you need someone, and you need a reason to get Mr. Mind to escape in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like
Sivana is the one to do it.
That makes sense.
Yep, I was. Now I'm at least glad that they kept the actor who plays Shazam in Black Adam.
By the way, so you know what they did? So in the scene when Shazam is fighting Sivana in the mall, as he flies by, you see some random people standing in the middle of the scene. That was the film crew. They got caught on camera. So what they did is they photoshopped in shopping bags. Sort of look like they're shopping in the mall instead. That's why they look like they're not reacting to what's going on.
Which makes it funnier.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, props to the director for thinking about that. Cass's core character got destroyed in that movie.
Oh yeah, that's an in name. That is the most flippant in name only.
Yeah, exactly. And
that is the most flippant.
Here's the thing: is Cassandra Cain really a member of the Birds of Prey?
She has been.
Okay, she has been. All right.
Remember, there was a point where Birds of Prey was pretty much membership was any female hero,
unless you're Hawk.
Unless you're. Wait. Oh no. Hawk, the female Hawk was dead by that point.
No, male Hawk was on the Birds of Prey.
Oh, right. That was because you can't have. Okay, but I'm just okay. You get what I mean, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was that point where pretty much every female heroine was a Birds of Prey reserve.
But I'm sorry, there is no Birds of Prey without Barbara Gordon.
Blame New 52 for that.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first time they went with that.
Yeah, and I go, no.
Why do you think when they brought it back in, they went Batgirl in the Birds of Prey to make it clear?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I just love where the title is Birds of Prey in parenthesis, blah, 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 blah,
the emancipation
blah.
of one Harley Quinzel.
And then they literally, to shorten it for the movie marquee, because it couldn't fit on the movie marquee, they just called it Harley Quinn. And I'm like, why didn't you call it
Harley Quinn? They did that in general, I think, because people were just annoyed.
Yeah, and it's like, see, here's the thing, and this goes back to what James Gunn said when he came into DC, and he goes, they were just giving anyone DC movies back then. It's like, no matter if the idea was good or not, because I got news for you. While Harley Quinn was big, I don't think she could have held up her own movie. Series, maybe. Yep. But it's like, yeah, so Shazam, so I forgot it was Shazam and then Birds of Prey. Wow. And NJ says, and they should be street tier characters. That's why I can't get behind Barda as a member instead of Huntress. Yeah, that's an interesting lineup for the team, but it's interesting. And then Black Canary got butchered in that movie. I got news. I'm a Dinah fan, and I'm like, oh God, no. But it's like, but overall, so Robert, let me ask you this before we wrap up. What's your favorite scene in Shazam?
Anything with Sivana, because I just love Mark Strong so much. This guy is such an underrated talent.
Yeah, my favorite is when Freddy's about to fight the Sins, and he goes, by the way, I've studied the fighting style of every major superhero.
Knowing about it and studying it are two different things, Freddy.
Yeah. And again, I love Freddy. I love where like Sivana calls Shazam, and then all in the background you just hear Freddy going, supervillain.
Yeah, again, now that's different for Freddy, but it still worked.
Oh, and I love where we have a lair.
Yeah.
Oh, I love where they go and buy and go to a real estate agent to try and find a lair. They go someplace where like a waterfall and like sees a cliff face. The actress of Black Canary, or how she was written. The actress was fine. I was fine with because she
was written was the problem.
Yeah. I'm fine with her with Journey Smollett as Black Canary. She wasn't the problem.
Nope, she was, and just like once again, what is with this thing of Kara trying to give himself a one-liner or a zinger like they did with Huntress?
Yeah, it's like Huntress doesn't have one.
Why were they trying to do? And were they trying to make her dorky for that?
You know what it kind of is. This is straight. I'm gonna call it this from now on. I'm calling it the Tom Kingism. Because doesn't he always do that with all of his characters? Bat, cat.
True.
No, thank you.
Well, Batcat though was always been the nickname, so he was just.
But they never did the bat, cat. But they never did that.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't hate it, to be fair. But yeah, better than no thank you. Yeah, but I can't think of.
The only catchphrase that worked was "Kite Man, hell yeah."
Yeah, besides those two. Him popularizing Darkseid is and all. Aside from those, I can't think of those four. Out of all the other books he's done, I can't think of that many.
Yeah, but the point is, he does try and do that, and I go, and it's not necessarily. It's like giving a catchphrase to characters that don't have one or need them, like Huntress, and I go, why is she spending so much time? Or like Black Adam, tell him the Men in Black sent you. That's never been his thing.
I know. Again, it turns out the script was actually only written in 2017. I was wrong. That makes it even worse.
Yeah, exactly. Because I thought that's when we went back for that. Do you think it's best for Dinah to have the power level? No. She's never. Okay. She's never had that.
No, she has definitely not had that level of power. It's still a great amount of power, yes.
Yeah, it's not. She's powerful. Like she is like ridiculously powerful, but she can still talk. In other words, it's like with Black Bolt, he can't talk or people die.
Yeah, I'll say I still like that death battle of her versus Sindel. Yep, Dinah would win.
Yeah.
By the way, another Mark Strong performance. Kick ass.
Oh yeah, he was good
the,
in that.
Yeah, he was great as the Yamaka. That guy. Again, this guy is such a great actor. Really deserves so. And he does great villains and great good guys. Seriously, the guy deserves. Like, look at Sivana and Sinestro, two of the biggest names, and he's not going to do either of them again. Seriously, if they do. No, they already got an actor supposedly for Sinestro and Lanterns. Darn it.
Which I'm like, who they cast? I'm like, that's a good cast.
Oh, it's a good cast, but Strong deserved better.
Yeah, he really. I hope they give him some role in the DCEU if like he wants it, because he deserves something.
But either. Because technically, going with the bigger family is a nod to the pre-crisis Shazam family you had. Uncle Marvel, the Lieutenant Marvels, Hoppy the Marvel Buddy, all those.
Well, this way, she didn't take down Superman. That's the thing. He stopped her. He stopped her. It's not like it's.
Okay, here's the thing. Yeah, because of super hearing, that doesn't make her thing powerful. It makes the Kryptonians more susceptible to it.
Yeah, that doesn't like make her ridiculously powerful.
It's like yelling at someone with a megaphone, like. Ah!
I want to be clear. Dinah is powerful. We're not trying to downplay out, because she is like powerful.
Oh, she is. She's always restraining herself. Why do you think she only saves it when she needs to? Otherwise, she is one of the deadliest fighters.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It's like there are times where you could forget she has the screaming powers because she's such a good hand-to-hand combat specialist.
Exactly.
Which makes the Tom King book even stupider, because why would she or Shiva care about who's the best fighter?
And no, sometimes the two actually have gone back and forth on that.
But why would people care?
No, I'm saying that has in the universe been a thing where the two have tried to figure out which is the better one.
And here's the other thing. When he had her put the wig on and stuff, and I go, well, wait.
Yeah.
In the Green Arrow book, she sleeps in the wig. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Because she's blonde when she's in bed with Ollie before Absolute Power.
Yep. She made him bleed for again. No. Okay. When eardrums, you do know eardrums are much weaker compared to everything else.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean her power level is ridiculous. Is like Black Bolt level. It just means like his reception to that.
Okay,
it's like how Superman is weak to magic.
Yeah, here's the thing. It's like this. You're yelling to someone's ear, they'll be like, ah, but that'll be it. You'll yell into someone's ear point blank with a megaphone, ah, that'll cause damage. The megaphone is the super hearing.
Yeah, exactly. And also Dinah's ridiculously powerful, like.
Yeah, now that's why with Superman, because he can manipulate it, if he knows Dinah's going to use it, closes the super hearing off.
Yeah, but you know what's one of my favorite Dinah moments in animation? In Crisis on Two Earths.
I've got a secret.
Yeah. Let me tell you a secret. And I'm like, oh, that's badass.
That was great.
I love that. If written well, Dinah is a badass.
Either way, you're going to hate me.
Why am I going to hate me?
Okay, who was one of your favorite characters in Crisis on Two Earths?
Dinah.
Wasn't all the Superwoman?
Oh yeah, it's Mary Marvel, right?
Yeah, but her actress is coming to my convention.
Oh, you douchebag!
Gina Torres is coming. Yep.
Oh, so Wonder Woman.
Yep. So she did both. Yeah.
Yeah, and I go, when you find out that that's technically not like Wonder Woman in that Earth, it's Mary. Her name is Mary Bombfell in that movie.
Which I get why they went there, because he wanted to give her own little gang.
But it's like, that's odd.
Yeah, that's really odd.
I'm like, it's like, well, Ultraman had a gang and he didn't like worry about that.
Right.
I don't know what goes on with that, but it's like, but a careful Aquaman. She's stronger than you. That remains to be seen. I like that too. Where Aquaman goes, that remains to be seen.
Yeah, agree.
The only one I didn't like is the voice actor for Batman.
Yep. Except with the looking in the abyss moment.
Yeah, that's the only one. But besides that, his voice just didn't give me Batman.
No. Wasn't that Baldwin?
It was a Baldwin, yeah. And I go, no.
Oh, guess who else he just added?
Who?
Michael Ironside. Freaking Darkseid.
You should have him say Darkseid is.
Oh, I'm thinking about it, dude. I'm thinking if he can do voice recording, I'm doing it.
That's a great idea, man. Oh,
I am going to try and get. Oh boy, dude, I got so many people, voice acting talent coming here, as well as comic creators, of course. But yeah, they are really stacking it up here, dude. I am so. Oh man, Don Rosa canceled. From my part, his wife is not doing well, Alzheimer's and all that.
That's sad.
Yeah, but yeah, Cynthia, I am. Oh boy, I am just so glad seeing all these different people coming here. Just like,
yeah. Oh, I'm sure you are, and you're gonna be adding to your overall collection of autographs, probably.
Oh, no, my intros.
Yeah, but do you prefer Superwoman as an evil Mary Marvel, Donna, or Diana?
First of all, she was never Donna, and
yes, she was.
She was
in the most recent Earth 3 comics.
Really?
They did that because
Crime Syndicate book.
I'll show you.
You're talking about the Crime Syndicate book, right?
Yeah. Hang on. Yeah, Crime Syndicate.
Yeah, I have that. Yeah, I have that one.
In the origin, so what happened is Diana was still the nice one, but she was killed by the other Amazons for being weak, and Donna was the one that killed.
That sounds like that. Even though this was the post death metal, this feels like they were trying to add a little bit of elements from the pre-new 50, the new 52 Donna.
Yeah, exactly. So that's that great series, by the way.
Oh yeah. But and technically though, Diana is Lois. Technically. I prefer the traditional.
And NJ, again, you forgot one very important identity, Lois, and I prefer Lois.
That's what I said. That's what
I'm saying to NJ. I prefer Lois being the evil one.
Well, at least Lois in name.
In name, but it's still funny.
For the fact that Lois took and Diana took the name Lois for whatever reason.
Yeah, I'm like, why would you take such a lame name?
Why would you take a disguise in the first place?
Yeah, it's not like you want to hide.
Now, as far as the Mary Marvel, that's the thing. We never see her outside of her Superwoman form. So,
yeah,
really, it's pretty much Superwoman, and she's only Mary Marvel on a technicality.
I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't have like another form and stuff. Kalos, so speaking of Wonder Woman, when Leslie became Trinity, does that still mean Donna is still destined to be the future Wonder Woman? Yes, because well, here's the thing: never take a future that DC shows as the future.
Even no matter what they say,
no matter future state. Remember, because even then they marketed it as a possible future
or Future's End. Did the same thing.
It's like that's just a suggestion of what put this way. For the purpose of the story that the writer is telling, like Tom King's story, that's the future. Once he leaves, that ceases to be that, because guess what? A writer is going to inevitably deviate from what that future is.
Not everything's going to be like Ben 10, where you had Dwayne McDuffie say, oh, that future you saw in the original series isn't canon. As soon as he leaves, oh, we're going to railroad it thing. Oh, yeah, Ben's is destined to become a jerk.
Yeah, and again,
which I hate it. No one like that.
Yeah, it's not a Tom King thing. That's a general comics thing. This happens all the time.
Exactly. That happens all the time.
That's why here's the thing. If they keep Trinity, let's say they do keep her, that's not going to be the same character as she was written by King. In fact, if anything, it could only go up from here.
Yep. It's like, popular dark futures are sometimes set in stone. Like the Legion. Now, the Legion is an exception because that's so far in the future.
Yeah, and it's like they even changed the way that looks.
Here and there, yeah.
And so again, it's like because here's the reason why no comic publisher is going to designate something as the definitive ending future, because that severely limits the stories you can tell.
Yep, exactly. That, but now, and
man, the romance with Jason is so awful.
I don't think it's supposed to go anywhere.
As is most of Tom King's stories. But it's like, again, don't take anything he says about the future certain.
Well, even he's acknowledged. It's very clear this future isn't sticking, because the moment you reveal and Diane and the Amazons are dead and all the heroes, you already know this future is going to get prevented.
The minute he kills Wonder Woman, it's like, yeah, they're not going to keep her dead.
Yeah, you're not going to keep any of them dead. So you already know this future is doomed.
Even if he doesn't have it, where like they undo it, or like they essentially.
It's by default. It's by default.
Yeah, here's what I mean. Even if they don't, like, in the story, like, stop the future from happening, again, as soon as they leave, that future's not going to happen.
Unless
and here's
the other
part. Here's the best part of this series being, of the Trinity books being in the future. None of them that happens matter in canon.
Yep. Now,
besides her design, that's the only thing that'll probably carry over. But as far as like her punching Diana, that's not canon as soon as he leaves. That's it.
Now, here's something else. As far as say there's a prophecy saying how a hero's supposed to die. Most of the time that's ignored after the creative team leaves. Some exceptions. Al Ewing, for example, made that a plot point in his Thor run. He decided, I'm not going to drop it.
And again, that's dependent upon the writer, because the writer says, oh, I could use this in my story. Then that's when that future is referenced.
Yeah, because let's be honest, if that happens too many times, you bet you get fed up with like, why should they believe this prophecy?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, you may say, what about Batman Beyond or 2099? Well, first off, isn't 2099 on another Earth?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not like the Marvel future, right?
Yeah, when it was initially started, it was treated as it.
Okay.
Now, I'll tell you this. Batman Beyond, probably a strong contender. But if you know, it's always tweaking. It's always tweaking about Batman Beyond. We know Terry is going to exist.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
whether or not it's going to be Damian or Bruce, whether it's going to be Damian or Bruce or someone else guiding him is up in the air.
And by NJ, yes, the Wonder Robin suit needs to burn as well. I hate it. She's Wonder Woman's daughter. Stop making her a Bat family member.
Yep. Wait, I just realized we got another role from Mark Strong of a comic role. Carmine Falcone and Penguin.
Oh yeah.
He took over. So that's 5.
Man, he gets around in DC. Who would he play in Marvel?
No one.
No, who would he play?
Oh, there's
Doom.
Who? No,
I could see him playing Doom.
I could see him playing Doom, but I'm not sure. Again, there's so many others I could see, but a lot of them have been taken already.
Yeah, I know, a lot of the good ones. But yeah, so I think that's a good place to leave it. So again, I rate this movie a solid 8 out of 10.
8. I have 8.
Yeah. 8 out of 10. It's not perfect, but it's really enjoyable.
One of the upper echelons.
Very higher echelon. And now this is where we get into it's hit and miss with the DCEU.
This is where we actually enter the proper Hamada era.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's what it was. This was greenlit under Hamada. It was the next batches.
Exactly. So so again, next movie is Birds of Prey,
aka the Emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
But anyway, Robert, where can we find you and what have you got coming out on your channel?
You can check out my link down below. You can check out all my Pro Teacher Zoops. I'm going to start covering Bomb Queen with Britt, and I really hope that doesn't get my channel killed.
Oh, we'll see. But as for me, again, Britt and I are going to be talking about a year in review for Absolute Wonder Woman. Tomorrow for Amazon Answers, I'm talking about Charles Sewell, Superman and Wonder Woman. I probably will never talk about Tomasi unless you guys vote for it, and then I'm going to have to suffer through it. And
I'll vote.
Oh my gosh, Robert, of course you would.
You're tempting me, dude.
Yeah. And then, so, and we'll announce,
I'll tell you off screen. I got an idea.
And we'll announce what the next UTC episode is. But anyway, stay heroic. Remember, Lois Lane is Lois Lane. She belongs to General Zod. Zoe is the Max about for life. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.